Hi, welcome back to my studio. I'm Pazzi and I'm an artist, and on this channel we make art, we talk about art, and we embody art. And today I just feel like yapping. Today's topic of discussion is going to be how to let your art transform your soul. And yes, I have some notes down here because I have the attention span of a goldfish and I lose my train of thought really easily. So this is my little essay that I wrote for this video so that it's easy for me to get everything out for you. I want to start the conversation by saying that art is so much more than just sitting down and making a pretty picture or a cool sculpture. That is so surface level. If you have the desire to create art and you have something in you and you're able to externalize that into a creation, first of all, that's a literal gift and you should be proud. But let me just throw out there that this doesn't mean you have to have some kind of wild concept in order to sit down and create something. Sometimes you can just sit down and create something and the message comes afterwards, or the story unfolds as you're creating whatever you're externalizing. For example, so many of my drawings start off with no story, no meaning, and after it's completed, it hits me. I'm just like, oh, it means this, and it just, this sudden realization. So I made this drawing called My Own Worst Enemy, and it's a girl. She's drinking from a teacup. She's got this black liquid coming out of her mouth. It's going into this cutout shape heart in her chest, and that is flowing back into the teacup that she's drinking from. And I don't know why I was drawing that, but after it was complete, I realized, oh, this means that I am responsible for my own misery. I'm the one who's doing it to myself. And it just really opens up. You really can find out so much about yourself just from creating art without even trying to do so. It just happens. I wasn't always a spiritual person, but I've always been an artist. But up until recently, a few months ago, I had the little bing happen in my head, and yes, now I'm like, oh, life is spiritual, and art is a spiritual thing, and it fosters self-expression, healing, all those great things that help you figure out who you are as a person, and it lets your inner self literally blossom. That's why art is so amazing. So let's talk more about how art is such an incredible form of self-expression. I can see that I wrote here, creating art allows for authentic self-expression by choosing the mood, the colors, the stories behind your creation. It's all up to you. There's no wrong answers. And it's literally just like whatever resonates with you the most. And you could use your hands and put materials down, or if you're doing digital, if you're making music, you're literally using your body to create what your soul is trying to externalize. And it's just 100% completely you. Whether you even like the outcome or not, whether anyone else likes the outcome or not, it's literally a piece of your soul coming out into physical form. That is literally the most purest form of self-expression that I can think of. So when you start feeding that desire to create and you start letting all of this flow out of you, and by this I mean creative choices, you really start to learn a lot about yourself and who you are as a person and who you are as a spiritual being, because that's what we are. So for me, I create a lot of surreal, whimsical art. A lot of it has a little touch of darkness. It's romantic. It's maybe starting to become more spiritual now. I'm opening up to that, but it just has me remembering myself as a kid. I remember being a kid and all I cared about was fantasy. I loved mermaids and fairies. I was just completely obsessed with looking at fantasy art online. And then I get older, I gotta get a job, I have adult responsibilities, and all those things kind of fall away. So now I create art that is helping me remember who I was as a kid. It's not always about becoming someone new and finding out who you are that you've never met before. Sometimes it's remembering who you used to be, and that's what my art is for me. So now I want to touch on using art as healing. So creating art is a way of healing because it's very similar to writing in a diary or talking to a trusted friend. Maybe it's got the same effects as going to therapy because it's just very like you have all this stuff inside of you, and when you're externalizing it, it's literally like getting it off your chest. When I made that drawing, My Own Worst Enemy, I didn't understand it, and then after the drawing was complete and I started analyzing it and figuring out why I wanted to create that, I realized, oh, I am the one who's making myself miserable. And then I was able to take that realization and work with it and process my emotions about it, and learn how to cope with it better. Circling back to art and spiritual growth and how they relate to each other. Realize that your creations are the literal catalyst between what's in here and what's all out here in front of you. Is that not real, pure magic? Something that I think that is super valuable and that really did things for me and my art was to let go of the attachment of the outcome. Just stop thinking about, here's exactly how I want this to be, here's the exact colors I want, here's the exact form, the pose of the figure, whatever. Just completely let go of the outcome and just let it flow freely, and just trust the process and let the creation tell you what it wants to be. Let the creation create itself through you. So let's go over some practical tips on how to let your art transform your soul. The first one I wrote is embrace vulnerability. Wow, that's a hard word to say, but also step into a sense of empowerment, because having the desire to create is powerful, and like I said, it's literally a gift. Number 2, create regularly, experiment freely, reflect on your art. What is it telling you? Number 3, if you're comfortable, the next huge thing you can do is to share your art. And what I mean by share your art, it doesn't necessarily mean to post all over social media. Sometimes it's just like showing your friend, hey, look what I made. Or if you're comfortable with posting, you can just post it on your personal Facebook, word of mouth, just people you know, or go all out and post on every platform, but just share the art and write in your caption the story that goes along with it, what inspired you to create it, or the journey that you took to make the piece of art and what it means to you. So I think for our conclusion today is just to use art as the transformative power that it is, and use it on your path to spiritual growth. And if you like topics like this, I really recommend listening to David Lynch interviews and such. I've been listening to him a lot lately, and the way that he talks about art and the human experience of making art is just incredible. It's very spiritual, resonates with me a lot, and I think you would like it too if you like this topic of discussion. So that is today's conclusion. And if you are interested, I do have prints and originals available on my website at posseart.com. And thank you so much for watching today and listening, and leave all your thoughts in the comments and whatnot, and I will see you next time.